What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we go to HMV for a bit of a spend up during their big Easter sale. Let's go. They have Eternals on 4K for full price. I thought it was a bit weird. And also, they have Halloween Kills on 4K on full price. I thought they'd be on discount by now, but it is what it is. We have the brand new Scream on 4K as well, pretty decent. We have this really nice Sonic figure pack. I thought the new Sonic movie was absolutely brilliant. Probably one of the best video game movies out there. The new Batman Steelbook they're promoting. Children of the Corn 4K, $17.99 is a pretty good price if you ask me. Then we've got the new Frankenstein 4K from Arrow Video as well. And this release, I don't know if it's brand new or not, but it's a film called Requiem for a Dream. I've heard it's absolutely soul crushing, so that should be a pickup I might think about. Again, we have Scream on 4K. One for the Evander, we have the Spider-Man Trilogy collection with very underwhelming cover art. And this is a 4K of 12 Monkeys from Arrow Video. You also have 4K of Unbreakable, Shyamalan's best film in my opinion. Really enjoy Unbreakable, I think it's great. What's this? We have some Akira Kurosawa movie, Ran. So there's nothing in the 4K section that I want. I'm going to walk over to the special edition stuff like Arrow and that, see what they have. They might have something a bit better. I doubt they'll be on the sale now. It's been a bit long. So the sale is on, which is pretty good. So let's have a good old browse. I really want this, but I don't want to pay full price. This is a box set I believe everyone should get. One of the best trilogies ever in terms of kaiju films. Really recommend that one. Lone Wolf and Cub, but it's always really expensive. Come on, man, get a bit of a discount on this, please. So there's nothing that's actually screaming out at me here, but I'm gonna have a look about and we'll get back to you shortly. Let's have a little look at the horror section. An absolutely bonkers trilogy. Basket Case is absolutely insane. I really like the new Candyman movie. It's pretty good. That's meant to be pretty good. Changeling, $13.99. Anyone seen this? Fantasy Island, $6.99. Never heard of it. It's always $6.99. An underrated franchise. It's pretty good for $9.99. It's a bit underrated, I think. In my opinion, one of the best horror films in the last, I don't know, in a long time. I absolutely adore this movie, but you all know that, so why am I repeating myself? They've got this really nice version of Mandy and Nicolas Cage. It's been reduced from 30 to 15, so it's pretty much half price. It's not a bad price, to be fair. I may pull the trigger on that. I haven't decided yet. So as it stands, there's nothing screaming at me. I'm just at the World Cinema section. This is a really good movie. It's absolutely batshit insane. What's the price on this? $12.99. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on that, but it is a really insane Japanese movie. If you're into your gore, it may be something you want to pick up. But yeah, absolutely batshit insane. Just, yeah, might pick it up, I'm not sure yet. We're coming to the anime section. This has really piqued my eye. Actually a pretty good price, all things considered. Code Geass. All the anime. Amazing artwork for Demon Slayer. People talk about this all the time. I've not seen the series or the movie. Maybe I should change that. Who knows? $22.99 for the actual series. Let me know if this is a good anime, guys. But I've heard everyone loves it for some reason. But maybe it's something I should check out. This is the big sales section. They've got a ton of Blu-rays and a ton of DVDs on massively reduced prices. I spent a lot of time on this section, really having a good deep dive into what they had. With that being said, what do they have? They have Tenet for $14.99, a really good version of Opera, Dario Argento for $6.99. I've not seen this film yet, but I do have this edition. It's a really cool edition. We have Headshot for $3.99, the Zorro Duo Pack for $4.99, Rambo Last Blood, which I thought was a dumb movie but really good, for $9.99, Jigsaw for $9.99 4K, pretty cool. And I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this, $4.99 for Spider-Man 2 4K. They're mad. So that was my trip to HMV on a lonely Wednesday evening where practically no one was at the store. So it was quite a nice kind of chilled walkabout. I was in there for a while, having a proper browse, because I don't really do that very often. I feel like I'm always rushed for time these days, but I have a really nice, just chilled out browse in HMV. So what did I get? Let's have a look. So there were a couple of Blu-rays that Soph wanted, because we went into HMV a couple of weeks ago on her birthday, and there was a couple of Blu-rays that she regretted not picking up that she saw there in the big sale, and those were a film called Buster with Phil Collins. I know nothing about this movie, but she's watched it recently, and Soph really enjoyed it, so she's really happy to have got me to grab the Blu-ray that was still there when we looked at the big sale 2 weeks ago. So she's really happy about that. $5.99. Pretty good price for Buster. The next Blu-ray she wanted to get that she regretted not picking up all those 2 weeks ago was a documentary about The Shining, and that is from 101 Films, Room 237, $3.99. I thought it was a really good price for this. I always see it about. I'm not sure in what kind of detail or context it goes into the film and the room in the film, but we'll see. So I got these two for Soph. Not bad for a tenner, if you ask me. Really good grabs for there. So yeah, Soph, I hope you look forward to having these in your collection. Next up, I don't really buy DVDs very often, but I thought for these prices, these were just like there. I might as well grab them. The first one is a film I've wanted to see for a while. It's kind of a horror film at a carnival. Sounds just fun to me. And that is a film called Hellfest. For $1.99 DVD, I thought primed to pick it up. I don't really see the Blu-ray out and about very much, so yeah, it sounded really cool to me. Could be just like a one-time watch, could be actually a really underrated movie, I don't actually know. There is a similar film like this called Bloodfest, which I also want to check out. But yeah, that's Hellfest, and it was only $1.99. I thought that's fair for a DVD, so yeah, that's Hellfest. Next up is another DVD for $1.99. Now this is a fairly underrated zombie movie. The Blu-ray is really hard to get now, so I thought I'll stick with the DVD. That film is called Pontypool. From my understanding, this film, and what I kind of interpreted from the story, is that this is basically about a zombie outbreak that is transmitted through language, and it's about this kind of like a secluded radio station that is cut off from the rest of the world, and all they're hearing is the reports coming in about this horrific virus. Really clever, really intelligent. I highly recommend Pontypool. Very cool movie. For $1.99 for the DVD, I thought why not? Blu-ray is basically impossible to get that if you're not going to pay stupid money. But yeah, that's Pontypool. Next up, I picked up a film that I thought, I love The Raid. I love The Night Comes For Us. Those kind of like Asian action movies that are actually just brutal in their physical violence. I thought I'd pick up Headshot. I've heard really good things about this. $3.99 was a really good price for me. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to pull the trigger. It's an Arrows film release as well, so that's just automatically kind of intrigues me because they usually put a lot of effort into their releases. So yeah, that's looks like it's going to be a really good action movie. If it's anything like The Night Comes For Us and The Raid, this could be a hidden gem that no one's really talking about. But it looks really, really good. That's Headshot. Next up, we have a film that kind of sounds like, there's a movie I showed off on my 5 Blu-rays you should own video, and it was a film called Deathgasm, about this band who accidentally unleash this demon apocalypse on the world, and it's just really, really fun, really, really just tongue-in-cheek, just gore-fest craziness. This film, I read the blurb on this back of this movie, it sounds that kind of vibe, that kind of esque, I suppose, and that film is from 101 Films, and that is a film called Unca Peckerhead. Yeah, I just thought this sounded like a lot of fun. For $5.99, I thought this was worth picking up. It sounds right up my street, it sounds tongue-in-cheek, gory as hell, and I just thought the premise sounded cool. It's about heavy music as well, which is always great. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. That's Uncle Peckerhead. Next up is a double pack that I actually was really surprised to see, especially at this price. I've not seen these films since I was a kid, so I was really, really excited to check these out. And I thought for $4.99, this is definitely just a worthy pickup, and that is The Mask of Zorro and The Legend of Zorro on Blu-ray. $4.99. Antonio Banderas. Yeah, just really, really enjoyed these movies as a kid. Anthony Hopkins as well. Really good cast, and from what I remember, just really solid kind of action fantasy movies that I used to love as a kid. So looking forward to revisiting these after all this time. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's a fairly new release as well. So yeah, Mask of Zorro, Legend of Zorro for $4.99. That's pretty cool. Next up, we have a fairly cheap 4K steelbook of a film that I really enjoy. A franchise that I think is one of the most consistent franchises of all time. And that film is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, this was on the $9.99 with any purchase. And as I'm getting quite a lot of purchases, this screamed at me immediately. You don't see steelbooks this cheap very often, especially brand new. And yeah, I thought I added it to my steelbook collection. I absolutely love this film. Not as good as the original Jurassic World, and obviously nowhere near as good as the original Jurassic Park, of course. But I think as a film in the Jurassic Park franchise, I think it's still decent. I enjoyed it in the cinema in 2018 when it came out. And I just think this steelbook, I love how simple the steelbook is. It's just got the logo, and you've got a J card on that. Yeah, really happy to grab this, add it to my steelbook collection. That's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom steelbook on 4K. The final pickup today is, I couldn't believe my luck when I saw it. I was like, what the hell? This has got to be a mistake. You saw it in the video. Yeah, it was not a mistake. It was literally like they rung it up and it was like, yeah, $4.99 please. And that is of course the 4K of Spider-Man 2. The crazy thing about this 4K is I found this, I went over to the 4K section just to double check. They had 2 more copies of this, but they weren't $4.99. They were 2 for $30. This $4.99 on 4K with the slipcover, and the rest of them is 2 for $30. Was there a mix up there? I really don't know, but I'm not going to complain, am I? Spider-Man 2, one of the better Spider-Man movies. $4.99 on 4K. I mean, it means I've got to get the other 2 now, unfortunately, but not too bothered when I've saved this kind of money on the middle film. So yeah, that's the final pickup in this video. Spider-Man 2 on 4K for $4.99. You can't make this stuff up. That's awesome. I'm really, really happy about it. So that's it, guys. That is my trek to HMV. I think I've picked up some great titles. There are other titles that I kind of left on the cutting room floor that I kind of wish I'd grabbed, but I digress. There's always next time. As always, guys, I have been Jason. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, there is usually a video that pops up right back here. You know the drill by now, guys. Give it a click, give it a watch, give it a like, and maybe subscribe. Spider-Man 2 on 4K, anyone? For $4.99? Holy shit.